It happened so quickly you barely had time to notice. Something moved through the mulch beside your garden, low to the ground, fast, and gone almost instantly. Maybe it had stripes, maybe bands. Perhaps the head looked wide and flat, or maybe it was just the way you saw it. Before you could think clearly, your pulse jumped, and you were left wondering whether you had just seen danger or nothing at all. Homeowners experience this exact situation every summer. In a single moment, they must decide whether to stay calm or become concerned, and that choice depends on identifying what they actually saw. The challenge is that two different snakes can appear surprisingly alike when viewed briefly, especially in dim light, dense mulch, or from a distance. One is harmless and highly beneficial. It helps control unwanted pests around your property and has no interest in people. Removing it only eliminates one of the most useful creatures living in your garden. The other deserves much more caution. It is venomous and is linked to more snakebite incidents across North America than any other species. Knowing the difference can completely change how you respond when you encounter one. By the end of this video, you will be able to tell them apart with confidence. You will also discover an unusual survival trick used by the harmless species that many people never learn about. Let's begin with the snake most homeowners are likely to find. The garter snake is widespread throughout North America and adapts extremely well to areas where people live. You can find it in lawns, gardens, compost piles, and around buildings. It has successfully shared space with humans for generations and poses virtually no threat to people. Garter snakes have slender bodies that measure usually between 18 and 42 inches long. Their heads are narrow and blend smoothly into the neck without a dramatic change in width. Their most recognizable feature is the series of stripes extending from head to tail. These stripes are commonly yellow, but may also appear white, green, orange, or even blue, depending on location. The background color can vary from black and brown to olive green. Their eyes contain round pupils, and when moving normally, they glide smoothly across the ground in a steady motion. The copperhead looks very different once you know the key details, although poor visibility often causes confusion. Unlike the slender garter snake, it has a noticeably heavier body. Most copperheads grow between 22 and 36 inches long. Their heads are broad and triangular, clearly wider than the neck, creating a much more pronounced shape. Instead of long stripes running from head to tail, copperheads display crossbands that stretch across the body. These markings often resemble hourglasses or saddle-shaped patterns. Their overall coloration ranges from tan to reddish-brown, and their eyes contain vertical slit-shaped pupils similar to those seen in cats, a common characteristic of pit vipers. These differences are the easiest way to separate the two species: stripes that run along the body versus bands that cross it, round pupils versus vertical slits, narrow head versus broad triangular head. Once you recognize these features side by side, they become much easier to spot. But there is an interesting twist. The garter snake often tries to make those differences harder to notice. When threatened, a garter snake will flatten its head and neck. This changes its appearance and creates a wider profile that can resemble the shape of a venomous snake. It may coil its body, lift the front portion upward, and hold a defensive posture. To someone unfamiliar with snakes, this display can look surprisingly intimidating and convincing. This behavior is not accidental. It is a form of survival strategy known as mimicry,
where a harmless animal imitates a more dangerous one to discourage predators from attacking. The garter snake is essentially putting on a performance. It wants anything threatening it to hesitate, reconsider the risk, and leave it alone rather than continue the encounter. Because most sightings last only a moment, this defensive display can be enough to alarm people. A flattened head, coiled body, and widened profile can easily create the wrong impression. Fortunately, one clue remains reliable. No matter how dramatic the posture becomes, the long stripes running from head to tail remain visible and unchanged. A copperhead cannot create those stripes, and a garter snake cannot suddenly develop copperhead-style crossbands. The body pattern remains one of the best identification tools available. Now, let's look at why garter snakes are actually valuable visitors. These snakes help control a wide range of pests and contribute significantly to a healthier garden environment. They regularly feed on slugs and snails, two common pests responsible for damaging young plants, seedlings, and leafy vegetables throughout the growing season. They also consume many insects that attack garden crops. When opportunities arise, they will even hunt small rodents that may otherwise become a nuisance around homes. In landscapes that include ponds or water features, garter snakes often feed on mosquito larvae and other aquatic pests, providing another layer of natural pest management. A healthy garter snake population acts like a built-in pest control service operating around the clock. Few other predators target some of these troublesome pests as effectively. When confronted by larger animals, the garter snake relies mainly on bluffing displays and a foul-smelling musk released from glands near its tail as a defensive measure. Although the odor can be unpleasant, it is harmless to humans. Garter snakes lack the kind of venom delivery system capable of causing serious harm to people.
Bites are uncommon because these snakes strongly prefer escape over confrontation. In most situations, they will attempt to flee long before considering any defensive action. Now, let's focus on the copperhead. The goal is not to create fear, but to understand how to react appropriately if you ever encounter one in the wild. Copperheads belong to a group known as pit vipers. They possess specialized heat-sensing organs that help them locate warm-blooded animals even under low-light conditions. Unlike garter snakes, copperheads often remain motionless when disturbed. Their camouflage is extremely effective and allows them to blend into leaves, mulch, and forest debris. Because people often fail to notice them until the last moment, copperheads account for a large percentage of snakebite incidents across North America. Their camouflage is one of their greatest defenses. Copperhead venom primarily affects blood vessels and surrounding tissue. While fatalities are extremely uncommon with proper medical treatment, bites can still cause severe pain and swelling. If you encounter a copperhead, the safest response is simple. Give the snake plenty of space, remain calm, and allow it to move away on its own without interference. Many snakebite incidents happen because people try to handle, relocate, or kill the animal. Avoiding direct interaction dramatically reduces the risk. So here is the key takeaway for that brief moment when you spot a snake in your garden. If you see long stripes running from head to tail, you are most likely looking at a garter snake. Even if it has flattened its head, coiled its body, or appears defensive, it remains a harmless and beneficial species, using a survival tactic that has worked for countless generations. If instead you notice dark crossbands, reddish-brown coloration, and a broad triangular head, keep your distance and calmly move away without disturbing the animal. You do not need to achieve perfect identification in every situation. The important thing is avoiding unnecessary contact and allowing the snake to continue on its way. Both species play a role in the ecosystem. Garter snakes help protect gardens by reducing pest populations, while copperheads contribute to the natural balance of wildlife in their habitat. Neither snake is actively seeking encounters with people. Given enough space, both will generally choose avoidance over confrontation whenever possible. The quick glimpse you caught near your garden was probably the harmless species. Its defensive display has fooled predators and people alike for centuries. Now that you understand the difference, those stripes will tell a very different story the next time you spot one moving through mulch, grass, or garden beds. Rather than seeing a threat, you may recognize a hard-working predator quietly helping control pests and maintain a healthier outdoor environment. Have you ever spotted a snake in your yard and stopped in your tracks because you were unsure what it was? Share your experience below. I enjoy reading every comment. And if today's video helped turn uncertainty into understanding, then you've gained a valuable new skill for recognizing what truly belongs in your garden ecosystem.